Have you heard the hellion they're raising over in New Jersey?
About what? About
what? Whitney.
Yes, I have.
They're and for those of you that don't know, I don't know. I guess it's.
I'll say this before you even tell the story, because if my Facebook is a little bit of a preview as to how much outrage you're about to receive by just even telling this story, it's absurd. It's crazy.
I'm just going to tell you the story. I'm just going to tell you the story. No comment on it whatsoever. It's just you think about it. Talk about it amongst yourselves, but let's not turn this into a 3-hour Whitney Houston talkathon. But they're going to lower the flags. Saturday at her funeral?
I thought it was within 3 days, because usually isn't like a whether it be a national or state day of mourning, isn't it usually 3 days?
I'm not sure. I thought it said Saturday.
The only reason why I say that is because I live right next door to a school, and the flag is already down. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Tell your story. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I just read where that they're going to lower the flags to half staff in observance of the death of Whitney Houston across New Jersey. And I'm sure there's a lot of there is several Marine wives are raising hell over it, saying that what did she do to deserve having the flag lowered to half staff? What did she do? She was a singer. She was an entertainer, beautiful young lady with just tremendous amounts of talent. But that's it. She was an entertainer. She was not a service person. She was never in the Marines or in the Army or the Navy or anything else. Never served in government. And so you decide for yourself. And
here's the thing also that was in the article also. Governor Christie has declared that the flags be at half staff when Clarence Clemens died, and a couple other notable New Jersey residents. And again, I'm with you. I don't think we should really go round and round about it. But the one thing that I will say is that the outrage insinuates that when a New Jersey military person dies, let's just say, that they're not honored in their particular municipality with the flags at half staff. And they are, Dale. I'll give you an example. A kid, Marine, just died recently from North Arlington, New Jersey, which is the town immediately over from mine. And those flags were at half staff all through North Arlington last week with little to no television coverage. So they do happen. I mean, heroes come in all shapes and sizes. And as much as I'll agree with you about the military being heroes, I mean, heroes aren't always just the military. I mean, it could be anybody you admire. Sure. And I say this deal with no preference whatsoever, because I don't really care about Whitney Houston one way or the other. She wasn't my type of music, so I really have no dog in this fight. But the fact is, she was a New Jersey resident, Dale, and she was a beloved one at that. So, I mean, I don't have a problem personally with it. You know,
no, I don't either, and I don't care. But it could be a U.S. senator who passed away. It could be a mayor of a town. And they lower the flags to have staff in the town because the mayor died, but they're not necessarily going to lower them all over the state.
Absolutely.
Because of some mayor.
Yeah, it varies from town to town, and I think, you know, for once it was a decent gesture out of Governor Christie. So I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, and again, I'll agree with you about the military. I mean, as much as they should be honored, and nobody would ever dispute that, but at the same time, they also don't have exclusive rights as to what a hero is. It depends on the individual.
You're right. There's cops dying every day.
Yeah, cops,
in the streets
teachers
of the United States, and they get full military honors. Not military honors, but they do get a funeral that's tantamount to a military funeral when a cop is killed. We had a cop here killed a couple of weeks ago in Florida, and I mean, there was like 500 or 600 police cars in the procession taking his body for the last ride.
It's up to the individual to decide who they feel is a hero or not. Because I'm sure you and I have different definitions of that.
Sure.
But, you know, whether it be your brother, I mean, you have your brother. I've heard you say a million times, though, that you looked up to your brother growing up. You know, I mean, that's a hero to you. That may not necessarily be a hero to somebody else. So, you know, the fact that only X amount of people in this country can be heroes and nobody else is, that's a little bit taken it to the extreme.
It is. Okay, it is, let's see what we got here. We got here 4:40. I'm Dale Summers, Truckin' Bozo on Sirius XM. I will always love you. Dolly Parton wrote that song, and she recorded it originally. And I've always said, if you ever hear that song on my radio program, whether in just a smidgen of it, and Ritchie's playing it right now out of observance to Whitney Houston, but if you ever hear me say, ladies and gentlemen, I have something to play for you, and if I play that song, I can tell you one thing. When that song is over, I have left the theater. That is the end of my career. And that's what it is. That's the way it is. I never played the song. I played it when I left WLW, and they said there wasn't a dry eye in Cincinnati because they knew this is it. Bozo's leaving. So anyway, it is 20 away from top of the hour. Let's check in with the weather and the road reports and everything else, brought to you by Boyd Brothers.